Hello everybody. We got a good one for you today. It's the hat to go with the Grouchy scarf. This is my design. I designed this hat. Hat is beautiful, easy, it goes fast. We're going to dive right into this, but first I want to let you know this was a request. We had someone request that I do a hat to go along with the scarf. And that's exactly what I did. I did end up using two little bit different shades of green. That was not done on purpose. It was actually more of an accident, but once you start something, you kind of follow through with it. Anyway, this is a fun set to do. This is a fun, easy set that you can knock out for Christmas. So we're going to dive right into it. And all the yarn that I used is Hobby Lobby for this. I used the red, I used the green, and I used the white, but it's all, I love this yarn. And I used a 6mm hook. You'll need a set of pom-poms and a button. So let's dive into it. Okay, we're gonna dive right into this. I am using, let me see if I can take it out a little bit, Hobby Lobby yarn. I'm using this green, it's called lime green. I'm using this for the brim. So every time I use this light green, this will be the color that I'm using. And I left my glasses out. Anyway, the brim is easy to start. I'm going to make a slip knot. And you chain 8. 1. Oh, hook size. I think that'd be helpful. I'm using a J 6mm hook for this. So we're on chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then the second chain from the hook, the loop in the back. Second one, you're going to put in a single crochet in each stitch, and that should land you at 7 single crochets. Five. 6. Doing the back loops does take a little while, but it's only your starting foundation, and it's truly worth it. So I hope you do it. All right. So now all you're going to do is chain 1, and you're going to single crochet back loops all the way across, and just make sure you keep your count of 7 single crochets. Very important to be able to do that, because you don't want your brim being like wavy. And when you get to the end, you just chain 1 and you turn, and you just single crochet. You keep single crocheting in the back loops. So you're just going to keep repeating this all the way across, chain 1, all the way across, back loops only, until you reach 64 rows. It's approximately 19 inches. I already have one all ready to go. This is what it looks like. And I like doing this pattern because it makes it's stretchy to go around your head. That's why I really truly do enjoy it. So now what you want to do after you got your 64 rows, you want to fold this in half. Now you want this loop in the back, and we're going to do just slip stitching all the way across, and you should be able to see all your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I do apologize about that barking. It's windy tonight. It's supposed to get colder, 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 and my dogs decided that the wind is scaring them. So that's okay. 3, 4, 5. All right, so you want to make sure you put your hook into your first of the 7. This is the best slip stitch, what I'm showing you here, technique to make it look like as seamless as you possibly can do. Okay, so you bring it through. There we go. You chain 1. Now, because we only did a partial one, we're going to go back in that first stitch. Yes, it's hard. I do apologize, but you want to do this right. Pull it tight, grab some yarn, and do what I did. Take it off the hook, bring it through, and then slip stitch. That's just to get it started. Now the rest are easy. You go through your next stitch. Take your time. This is a cool hat. All right. Next. And then that's what you're going to do. You're going to just keep going through each stitch. Oh, I didn't do that right. I'm going to go right under that stitch. You don't want to go in gaps because it will be noticeable. And the good news is it's only 7 stitches. I'm struggling. But I really like you guys seeing when I'm having a rough time, because everything about crocheting isn't easy. But the nice thing is, when you finally do it, you can be so proud and so happy. And you usually end up really learning a lot. There we go. I'm taking your time. And last one. Last one shouldn't be too hard to get in there. And just like that. And now I'm going to change colors, so I chained 1. Okay. So by doing it that way, and you turn it inside out. I mean, if you know you're a crocheter, oh, I can see where it's at, but not really. Not when you put the next row on, which is great. So the red that I'm going to be using, I bet you guys guessed it. It's I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby, and this one's just red. I'm not using sparkle on this hat. I don't think it would work great, but that's my opinion. You guys can use any colors that you want on this, and I would love to see all your color and style choices. So we are going to put a half double crochet in every stitch, but I want to show you something going around this because I don't want you going into really big gaps. So I'm going to start on the left side of where I stitched. So, you know what, no slip knot. It's very seamless. Put your hook in, bring up your yarn, and chain 2. This chain 2 is not going to count. Okay, oh, did I put it in the wrong spot? Yes, so now when you're putting your hook in to these gaps up here, do not put them into the wide gaps. Try to find the spot where your yarn's tighter. That way it's not a big noticeable. Okay. So chain 2. I'm going to go back into that spot because I'm not counting that chain 2 and do a half double right there. And then the next one, see how that big gap? I'm going to go down here and do right in between. If I can get, there we go, a half double. Okay. And then the next one over here looks like a tighter gap. Yeah, half double. The next one, don't go in that top one, go down and a half double. So I need you to go all the way around, put in a half double, but I need your stitch count to land at 64. And then once you meet around and have 64, I'll meet you at the next row. Okay, this is what it should look like. Going around, and make sure you check your count of 64 stitches. Okay, the next is going to be a little tricky, but I think you guys got it. If any of you ever have trouble with something that I'm demonstrating, please let me know, okay? So you did half doubles. Now let me zoom you in. In half doubles, there is a third loop. So you got your 2 loops, your chain, your back loop, front loop, that's your chain. But right behind this is a third loop, and it's right here. Okay, every half double has them. See? They're all right there. We're going to be working in them, okay? Again, so like if I move down here, you look at the chain, the V, you got your V right here. And then, I don't know my chubby fingers. So here's your top stitch right here. If you look right below that in the back, you got this third loop. Now, some people will crochet on them on the front of their project. We're working on them in the back of our project. Okay. So I am going to start. Let's start easy. Let me find my first one. Here's loop, right here. Right there's one. Okay, so I'm switching back to green. I'm going to bring this on, loop it up. Do not pull on this too tight. You really don't want to. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go back in there and do a single crochet. And what I'm going to do, I try to do it all the time. I'm probably not perfect. I miss some. But I like to mark my first stitch. That way I never have to guess where the chain or the stitch or... Anyway, so you're going to work in every stitch in the back, the third loop, and you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so we're going to do that going all the way around. And again, when you're watching this video, if you are struggling, if you need me to do maybe a separate video on how to do the third loop, but usually when it's worked in the back third loop, it's usually just worked. Actually, the only time I've seen it is worked in the rounds when you're working on a project that's just constantly going in the rounds. I've never seen it worked any other way. So anyway, so I want you to single crochet all the way around in that back third loop, and I'll meet you back. Okay, this is where we're at. Went all the way around. Now we're going to be doing the next step. So just join this where you would like. I'll join right here. Chain 2. Okay. We're going to wrap, go through like you're doing a double, come on up, wrap and go through 2. Wrap and go back in, come on up, and go through 2 again, and do that one more time. You have 4 loops, wrap, go through all of them, and the next stitch, just slip stitch. And the next stitch, you do the same thing again. You wrap, go through 2, wrap, go back down, go through 2, wrap. I got 4. I wrap, go through all of them, and the next stitch, just a slip stitch. And these are going to puff out. Very pretty. All right. So you're going to do that and go all the way around, slip stitch. And then what I want you to do is the row after that is the half double crochet. And then the row after that is the stitch in the third, that back stitch. So this is row 1, 2, and 3. I want you to repeat that 2 more times. So this is the first round. I want you to do 2 more rounds of each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of row 9. Okay, coming along very, very nicely. So we did red, green, white. That's 1 set. Red, green, white, 2 sets. Red, green, white, 3 sets. Now, I didn't have you do the next set because I wanted to explain something here. We're going to do 1 more full set of red, green, white up here. Same count, same everything. But when you do the red, green, white, after the 3, do 1 more round of the red, same count. So it's actually, you're going to repeat this again. So you're going to repeat 1, 2, 3, and 1. So we're going to do 4 more rows. And what I've been doing is I have been weaving in my ends as I go, because with me doing all this color changing, there's a lot of ends. So if you're doing the same color scheme, I would strongly recommend you weave as you go. This is turning out really, really pretty. So I hope you're liking it. So again, I'm going to do the same. This is just straight half double crochet. The green is half double crochet in the third loop, and then you do the puff stitches. Okay, so I'm going to meet you back after 1 more red, green, white, and a red. All right. Okay, we are chugging along pretty darn fast, do I say. All right, we're going to start the next row. This is a row that we have to do some decreasing to start closing up our hat a little bit. So this is the row where we crochet in the third loop. So pick where you want to start. I've been starting all around the same area, and it's quite noticeable, and I'm not ever thrilled about it, but you can rotate it around or you can keep it. It's in the back, so I'm probably the only one that's harder on myself than anybody else. So anyway, so find your first third loop where you're going to start. I'll start right there. Oh, glasses are on top of my head instead of down here. All right, so you're going to bring up your loop and chain 2, and we're going to do a 2 together. So wrap your hook, go in and grab some yarn, wrap your hook again. You go into the next third loop, grab some yarn, come on up. You should have 5 loops on your hook. You wrap and you go through all 5. That is a half double crochet 2 together. So technically it's a half double tog 2 together. So now the next 2 stitches, you just do normal third loop, half double crochets. And then the next stitch, you do 2 together again. Wrap the hook, grab some yarn, come on up, wrap the hook, go in, come on up, wrap. Remember, you got 5 loops. Go through them all. Then the next 2, you do normal stitches. Okay, and then 2 together. I forgot to wrap my hook. And that is it for this row. That's all you have to do. Now this is gonna cut your stitches down by 16, if my addition's correct. We'll be cut it down by 16. And so after you do this row, then you're gonna do your white part, there we go, the white part, and it's the same, your stitch count is even. All you do is do your puff, then your slip stitch, puff, slip stitch, puff, and so forth all the way around. But the number's going to be decreased because we're decreasing on this row. Okay, so after you do this row and your puffs, we'll meet back because we need to do green, white. No, you do your green. I can't even think. You're doing your green now. You do your puffs, then you do this row of half double crochets, and let's see, it's our 64. I can't even do my addition. I think you're down to 32 stitches. 32, 42, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I don't think that's right. But anyway, so it's 2 together, 2 normal, 2 together, 2 normal. Then you do your puff stitches, then you do your normal row of reds. And when I come back at the end of this, I'll have the exact count for you. I apologize that I don't have it in my head right now or written down next to me. So I do apologize for that. But we'll see you at the next step. Okay. As promised, this was 48 stitches after we did the decrease down here. And then because that was 48 stitches, we did 24 puffs. And then when we did the next row, we're back to our 48 stitches. So now we're going to do another decrease the exact same way. If we decrease it like I usually teach you, like when you do a 2 together and then you do 2 regular, the next obvious step would be to do 2 together and just 1 stitch and 2 together and 1 stitch. The reason we can't do that, it'll take it in way too fast. We gotta let this come in gradual. Okay, so the next row It's going to be your green, obviously in the half double crochet. You're going to do one stitch of a third chain, half double, 2 together crochet stitch. I can't even think tonight. And then we'll do 2 regular half double crochets. And then again, you'll do a 2 together, just like you did in this row down here. It's just going to bring it in more. And then when you do that, then you're going to do your normal puff row. And then you're going to do your normal next row. And then after that, we'll do more decreasing, okay? So you're doing good. This is looking absolutely beautiful. I'm in love with this Grinch hat. It's going to go so perfect with the Grinch scarf. I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys see it. I'm excited for you guys to have the pattern. So I'll see you back after we do the next couple rows. Okay, happy crocheting, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, look where we're at, guys. We're coming to the end. Can you believe it already? This hat was so much fun, and it went fast, and I enjoyed doing these videos with you. We are really starting to hit high numbers on our YouTube and our Facebook. So please know, it doesn't matter how many people join. If you guys want to see a video, I know we're still working on this, but if you want to see a video or you need help with something, or if you feel like a video went too fast, let us know and we'll see whatever we can do. We will fix it. We will help you. We will make you successful at this. So let's dive into this next row. I just happened to see a couple things on the Facebook page that people were asking, so I want to make sure you guys all know that we're there for you. We want you to be successful at crocheting or anything that you want to do. All right, so we're going to get back to our green. That's our next color. So now we're doing the third chain again. And I'll start right here. Yeah, I'll start right here. You guys can start wherever you want. There's no right, there's no wrong. So we're going to bring it up. We're going to do our chain 2. And then we're going to do a 2 together third loop. So wrap, go in, wrap, go into the next one, and wrap and go through all of them. Okay. And the next stitch is just a normal third stitch half double crochet. And then the next one is going to be 2 together. And then the next one will be 1. So we will be rotating, joining 2, 1, joining 2, 1, joining 2, all the way around. That's really going to start bringing this in. Now, I did want to just throw it out there in case people like me, but I'm doing a pom-pom on this one just to go with the Grinch scarf. After you do this row, this opening is small enough if you want to stop there and use this hat for your bun. It's just a thought. It is a very nice option. It works. I tried it on my head. It works perfect after you do this row. But I did want to throw that out there for you in case, I mean, there's a lot of women that like hats that give that option for the bun, because my hair is up 99.999% of the time. The only time it's down is when I'm in bed. So if you're going to follow along with this pattern, we're going to do this 2 together, 1 normal, 2 together, 1 normal. And then for your white row, you do your white row the same. You put 1 in, you slip stitch, you put another 1 in, and you slip stitch all the way around, okay? And then after you finish your white row, I'm going to come back and we're going to close this up with the red. And then I bought, if anybody wants to know where I got these pom-poms, I got them from Amazon, believe it or not, last year when I was trying to design a Grinch hat pattern. And I got this because it had the light green in there. As you can see, I only have one light green left. I do have the darks and all my other colors, but I love this color. It's a beautiful Christmas color. So I'm probably, even though I got all these, I'm probably going to order another pack of these so I can have the green, because I just like having the option of all the colors I want. Because when you go to the craft stores, they don't have all these. And if they do, they're not in a bag together like this. This was maybe, I would have to look, maybe 15 bucks at the most. You can't buy all these for 15 bucks in any craft store. Can't do it. So, but if anybody wants to link to where I got them, I will check to make sure that these people are still selling these. But this, I'm not paid for any endorsements, but I got these from Amazon. They work great. And what I like about them is they have the hook. Can you see that? All right. All right. So we'll see you back. I get sidetracked today because I'm just excited about this hat. But we'll see you back after the green row and the white. Do not start your red until we all come back together to work on it, if that's good with you. All right. See you in a minute. All right. Let's finish this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Grouchy hat. All right. I am going with my red. As you can see, I did my white. Now, we're gonna go right in the top. Chain 2 and put a half double crochet back in there. Try to make these a little tighter if you can. The next one, we're going to do a 2 together. Make sure you're going into your stitches properly. Okay. And then we're just going to rotate the 2 together and then 1 normal all the way around. And I will meet you at the end of this. Okay. Went around. Now all you're going to do is 2 together, half double crochet, chain 2. Now if you want to change your color, you technically can. There's no rule saying you can't. Like this. Oh, I will. And then I can just drop in my white. And then you slip stitch to your very first stitch, and you don't want to rush here. You've worked so hard on this. Take your time. And you know what? I'm going to be daring. I'm going to do one more row of, you guessed it, we're going to end it. Let's end it on the note that we designed it. This is where I absolutely love playing with colors. It allows you to be completely creative. All joining stitches, and that is your last front round, everybody. There we go. And there's that. And the nice thing is you can just pull your loose ends in. And look at that. And now you can just add your pom-pom. Now I've done probably a good several videos on how to add pom-poms. Let me see if I can find a larger button in here without all my buttons falling. I really need to invest in some bigger buttons. What I'm checking to see if this one would be big enough or small enough, absolutely, to hold my button. So all you need to do is you got to determine where you're going to sew it on. You want to sew it as close. You should weave in your ends too, I might say. My center one now, I'm going to add a knot to it just to keep that from popping up, so to speak. I think I want to sew it to the green, to be honest with you. And since I already got green yarn right here. Let me get this threaded. Okay. I'm funny to watch getting my needles threaded, the thinner ones that is. So I threaded it and I put it through. So I want to go through the other side now. Okay. And then I'm going to not go through to the other side, but I'm going to make sure it's on there tight. And now that it's on there, I can take my yarn and twist it around till I feel comfortable. And the nice thing about this method is that you can remove your pom-poms if you need to wash the hat. This is a method, once I learned it, I've stayed trying true to it, because sewing a pom-pom onto a hat, and you see I just used my hook to bring the loop through, and then I hook it. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a beautiful hat. And the hat goes with the scarf, if I can find it in the midst of my busy craft room. And there she is. Look at that. We got the 2 green. I can't wait to see your project. Please come find us on Facebook and join us. Join us. We have so many fun projects coming through. My list of things that I want to do for you guys just keeps growing. Actually, almost by the hour. I have plans for so many videos the rest of this year, believe it or not, and going into the winter. I do also want to start with a crochet along, but I have to determine with Maggie what the right thing is for that, for us to do for you guys. So that's in the very beginning stages. We're not even close ready to do that right now, but that is in the works. Hopefully sometime next year. That is my goal. But thank you for joining us. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.